Good morning to everyone and welcome to another update on the market. For today, I decided to cover British pound versus US dollar. I will speak about the gold market, crude oil, and Bitcoin versus US dollar. I will start with the British pound versus US dollar first. So what I found here, if we check the higher time frame and see the hourly time frame here, is that market actually traded in this consolidation, almost wedging at this point. But this morning we had actually the breakout to the downside, and market actually went with a pretty strong momentum and broke down to the and after that, so this happened basically yesterday. Market went into the consolidation, and this morning we can see market tried to rally and then sold off pretty aggressively. So the most likely scenario is that market can trade lower towards even 1.2370 or 325, and there is a plenty of potential for this downswing to develop. Of course, the alternative scenario can be if the market push all the way up and then retake 1.2515 or 10, and then hold above, so then we kind of can back into this again, this range environment, and potentially retest 1.2587. But as I said, it's a less likely scenario compared to what the condition we have this morning and what kind of the chart pattern we have. Speaking of the gold market, as I said, everything is still intact of what we spoke yesterday. So price basically broke the rising trend line, and you can see here that we switch basically from this bull power to the bear power, and there is definitely a chance that we have something like a flag formation, more like a triangle here in hourly time frame. And if the market can break this to the downside, let's say if market can clear 1915, there is definitely chance for the further downside continuation, and the next downside levels and objectives, they're set at 1903, and we also have 1890 level and the low at 1885. So that's the most likely scenario. The alternative scenario will be on the gold market if we take this supply trend line. So we need to see some kind of initiation to the upside and to take 1923, but then to start to hold on the pullback so that this can produce a further higher prices. So that will be alternative scenario for the gold market. Speaking of the crude oil, we can see that market made some climatic actions in the background. So we had these big climaxes that happened basically last week, and there was a rejection of 88.26. It's a quite significant resistance. So at this point, we can see that sellers in a market, every time market will try to rally, the sellers are kind of negating. So from my perspective, the chance for this to go and try to take this low at 86.20 is definitely present. Of course, we also have this rising trend line. So if the market can break this and hold below, it will also be a good sign for further downside formation. If anything meaningful to the upside, I would like to see the breakout of the high of 88.30 and hold above, but that's basically alternative scenario, and it's not that likely to happen at this point, but it's an alternative scenario. And speaking of the Bitcoin, there's lots of noise around, and we have some major key support cluster that again held pretty well this morning. Actually, yesterday we got again test reject 25,300, which is the key support, and this market is still remain in this heavy consolidation. So just those test rejects we need to see. So for something meaningful downside, not just test reject, we need to see the market break 25,300 and then hold above some weak rallies for this to continue to the downside towards 24,000 or 23,000. From other side, if we can break the resistance at 26,350 and hold above, then there is a chance for higher prices towards 27,000 or 28,000 mark. That will be all for this update, guys. I hope that you did enjoy. Trade safe as always, and speak to you from tomorrow morning.